these expiration dates, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, in order to qualify for the futures, all producers had to secure contracts with petroleum distillation plants with the rest of the pipeline, meaning the guys that get the oil.
My childhood tasted like chaos. A beehive after the baseball bat, a broken Ferris wheel. At 8, I was diagnosed a disaster, an incurable catastrophe, an unrepentant shit disturber. I was the kid you did not want in your class. You know, the one who couldn't sit still, couldn't do the drill, didn't fit the bill, never would, never will, until I got the chill pill. Ritalin. Now we're fitting in, paying attention, listening better than it's been. Let's not pretend it's a solution. It's not. Just the best we got because the system's shot. Having attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is like living inside a violently disobedient clock. Seconds slowing into forever. Then jumping into overdrive. Warp 8, warp 9, warp 10. Mr. Scott, I need more. Aye, Captain, but I'm afraid she'll blow. Having ADHD is like being an exclamation mark in a world of commas. It's telling the cop, go f*** yourself, because the dial on my rage diminisher is malfunctioning. It's tuning out my wife who's sitting right in front of me, because the fly on the ceiling is walking backwards, and I forgot to call my mom, who was a terrible cook, but I didn't care. I ate so fast, food barely touched my taste buds. I don't know why they call them buds anyway. It's not like they become flowers, or friends, or beer. I remember the first time I took Ritalin. My mental merry-go-round began to slow down, and everyone suddenly started speaking human. But by then, I found my own ways to cope. I went to 5 different high schools, failed every class except gym, drama, and dope smoking. Math was like studying advanced theoretical Klingon, like bungee jumping off the back of a pickup truck. I still don't speak numbers. My adolescent mind was a paper plane in the palm of a hurricane. And ultimately, the only thing school ever taught me was that I wasn't good enough to make the grade. I know my attention fluctuates, but when love calls my name, I focus like the Hubble. I can see God's fingerprints on every flower petal. I remember the cut, color, and texture of that dress you wore the day we met, the saline sweetness of your sweat, and every switchback curve in your beautiful smile. You say living with me is like having a Swedish death metal band in the basement and a drunk kangaroo in the bedroom. But although I can't sit still for more than 3 minutes, I still see forever in your eyes. And though sometimes I don't pay attention, I know exactly how much this love is worth. The world disdains the distracted mind. They prefer us focused on our flat screens, too terrified to imagine a world without drones, war zones, or corporate prisons. But my mind is full of visions so breathtakingly beautiful. My God,
I wish you could see them too.
I may never be
normal.
But what is normal in a world of infinite variety? And in the quiet backwaters of my mind, I know I am not damaged.
But different.
And isn't being different
the one thing we all have in common? Welcome, motherfuckers, to another edition of ADHD Miggita Motherfucking Radio.
That's the show.
Oh, that's the show? Yeah, that's the name of the show. And this is the name of the co-host, Kevin a la Chicken Miggita Motherfucking Fingers. That's his name. It's not actually his name. His name is Kevin. His call sign is not Chicken Fingers. That is a very old and probably something that I should get out of the habit of saying thing. But, you know, it's old habits die hard, and so do old radio shows. And this is a very old radio show that has newly adopted video. We are coming to you live from YouTube at ADHD Radio, Twitch ADHD Radio, Facebook at the No Holds Barred Radio Network, FC2 Live at 14744 or 41165, Periscope at ADHD Radio, D Live at Video Vamp. YouTube stream now at ADHD Radio. Mixer thinks we've broadcasted porn, so that's not one of them. We still need to fix that. And D-Live also at Custom ADHD Radio. You can chat in any of those live and online formats.
Was it the Brazilian fart porn that fucked up the mixer?
I really hope that it wasn't, but I would not be surprised if it was. It's not impossible.
It may have been.
I really don't think that it was, but who knows?
Could have been the fart porn.
It could have been the fart porn. And, you know, if I'm going to get kicked out of
Probably not, because we haven't covered that in like 5 years.
Well, no, I mean, if I'm going to get kicked out of something for a good reason or for any reason, I want it to be Brazilian fart porn.
Right.
Because that's the right way to get kicked off of some sort of medium. Like, there's kind of no way around it.
I love how the other girl like smells the farts and it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, no. Like, the funniest part of that whole thing is like the back and forth. Oh, speaking of which, Echo, studio lights on. Let's get a little backlighting there. Ooh. There we go. Much better. Now your head is extra shiny.
Extra shiny.
Extra shiny.
Woohoo.
So, for those of you who have never heard this show before, we do the dumbest shit that we can think of that hopefully doesn't have much to do with coronavirus. But as this continues, it's going to become more and more difficult to cover without it being at least part of the scenario.
Well, a couple things to ask you that don't have anything to do with the coronavirus, other than I'm getting my stimulus check next week. I mean, tomorrow I should be getting my.
You're saying that's the only
check.
You're saying that's the only reason that it has to do with the coronavirus?
Well, now that I'm getting said money, do you like your Apple Watch? Why do you like it?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Kevin. This is not what stimulus money is for.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's for whatever the fuck I want it to be.
Yes, but don't let it be an Apple Watch that will be less appealing with every day. That's my opinion.
You think yours is less appealing every day?
I buy a new one every year. Are you prepared to get a new stimulus every year? Because that would absolutely change the calculus.
I don't think they're going to be giving me a new stimulus every year, but...
Right, so, I mean, that's my point. I'm not trying to be glib. I'm just saying I think a rainy day fund at this point would be a better idea.
Okay, that's not the question I asked.
Okay, you're right. That is not the question that you asked.
Do you like your watch? What do you use it for?
Okay, all right. I've tried. It's now up to you. I like my watch and I use it to tell time. The thing is, though, that most people don't actually use the most people don't replace their watches every year. Like, that's the first part. Mm-hmm. But the second part, I'd say the more important part, trying to get this piece right, getting there. There it is. I like it, but I don't like it in a way that is I can't live without it. Right.
So, like, it doesn't do all that much for you other than, like, you have it?
I mean, I have it. I use it as a watch. I guess here's how it's different for me than it is for most people. Mm-hmm. Most people don't wear a watch. I never stopped wearing a watch. Right? Like, most people use their cell phones as their watch. I never stopped having a watch. Like, that's the difference. So I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's not the way I would spend my first $1,200 that I just kind of fell into. But I mean, I like it. Of course I like it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I mean, your call. I wouldn't start with an Apple Watch. I'd get a new iPad.
Does it do any... really? iPad?
Yeah, absolutely.
My iPad, I think, is the 2017 version.
Well, then again, I mean, the way that I use an iPad is a little bit different than the way that you would use an iPad, too. So the whole thing might just be a kind of a waste of time. I don't use my... Like, so the appeal... I've got to switch this thing under my desk. The appeal of the new iPad to me is the LiDAR array. And I don't think you would make use of a LiDAR array. And because you wouldn't make use of a LiDAR array, it might not have the same utility.
What does the LiDAR do for you?
Well, I guess the first question is, do you know what LiDAR is?
No.
Okay. LiDAR is distance range finding lasers, an array of distance lasers. So, like, the benefit there is when you do photogrammetry, you have a locked off shot with a known set of offset coordinates because the lenses can't move. So the benefit is you can do 3D photogrammetry with a confidence interval of LiDAR and a self-referential distance finding, which is the real thing that LiDAR can do that nothing else really does as well. You get distance calibration for each set of pixels as well as two binocular shots at the same time, which is, kind of the basis of photogrammetry.
Okay.
So probably not, like top of mind for you. But I guess if it were me, I'd get a new iPad. Then again, you can spend $1,200 on the new iPad.
Right.
So I don't know. I will leave that part up to you. What do you got for us?
Really, what I use my iPad for is like reading stuff.
Well, you don't need a new iPad to read stuff.
Right. And like I use my phone to take pictures, which brings me to my next question. Do you like the 11 Pro Max phone, or you have the Pro?
I have the Pro. Yeah, I like it. And I don't see, again, if it's...
Because I think that maybe the smartest thing I could do would be to pay off this phone and then buy another phone outright and not have a payment.
Okay, I'm going to...
Then that way I wouldn't have a payment at all. Then that would be fucking nice.
I'm going to continue with this. It's a good idea to use your stimulus money this way.
Well, that way it would take out one of my bills.
Yeah, but I mean, how much are you paying every month?
It's like $50 and it could be 20.
Okay. $50 a month is $1,200 a year, or I'm sorry, $600 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how many years do you have to do to pay it off?
So my phone has 16 more payments on it. So to pay it off would be $400, and then Apple would give me 3 of that back with the trade-in.
How much did this phone cost?
This particular, the iPhone XR.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I pay like $28 a month.
I thought you said it was $50.
Well, then you have their service on top of that. So.
Oh, you're okay. So you're not actually eliminating $600 a year.
No. So it would be more like.
You got to be right on that, Mike.
30 a month. So.
We are waiting with bated breath as Kevin calculates.
So for the year it's $360, and then so for 2 years it would be $720.
Uh-huh.
That I would not have to pay. And I mean, it wouldn't be another expense every month. It would just be I would pay for the service. Like you do.
Well, I mean, I'm not the best indicator for anything. Because, like,
But you always buy your phone, like, outright.
I buy my phone outright because I'd rather have a credit riding than a debt riding.
Mm-hmm.
But I make more money than you. So, like,
mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to throw that in your face. I'm just saying, like, it's not like a lost on me point. That should factor into the equation. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't go the phone route, but if you're going to go a route, I would say it would be better than going the watch route.
Right.
Because your watch route has no, like, the watch is an unnecessary thing for you. Me, personally, I feel naked when I don't have a watch on, and I like the Apple Watch.
Right, and I never really liked wearing a watch.
Right, so if you never really liked wearing a watch...
And I always bang my watches against shit. Like, when I was littler and I would actually wear a watch before these phones came out,
mm-hmm.
I would have, like, the rubber band that went around the watch to protect the watch face, and I'd still scratch the fucking thing.
Of course you would.
So, you know, there's that. So I'm clumsy with the watch and I bang it against shit.
Yeah, well then I'd say that's a really
Makes
bad
it even more of a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a bad place to start. I think that's safe to assume.
But see, yeah, so then if I go the phone route, then it's a better idea. The new phone takes much better night pictures, yes, than mine does.
Well, if you can hold still. So the new phone takes night shot essentially means hold the camera perfectly still for between 1 and 4 seconds. And I will take a super clean picture. Now, the less motion in your hand and the less motion in the frame, the better it's going to end up looking. So does that answer your question? You got to understand that's different than I'm shooting people in a bar at night.
Right.
Because it's not the same thing. You can't shoot at a bar in really low light and expect it to be the same thing, because it's not.
Well, no, I don't think it's going to be the same. It's just it's supposed to do a better job at that.
It does do a better job at that, given the constraints that I just told you, which are not nothing, right? If you've got people who are, you grab someone, what you need is a faster lens to shoot in low light. That's the difference. You need a faster lens to shoot in low light. This is computational photography, which means the thing needs to actually be really on top of it and really, really still. The more still, the better the marginal benefit. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yes, it is better at night, but it's a little different than having a faster lens, which is what you're used to having when you hear it's better at night. Jason Klingeman says, what's up, Video Vamp and Kevin? What's up, man?
Hey.
Yeah, what's up? What you got for us, motherfucker?
Okay, so another thing we wanted to ask you about, more Apple crap.
Uh-huh.
Charging the MacBook on the wrong side can lead to noisy fans and lower performance. What do you have to say about this?
I have never heard of that at all, so I'm going to call horse shit.
Horse shit, huh?
Horse shit.
This article comes from TechSpot.
I don't give a fuck.
TechSpot.
That's not how the MacBook Pro works. Every one of those ports is exactly the same. And if you're finding it from exactly one place and exactly one source, I don't believe it one bit.
Apple may have a new charge gate on their hands. Several users have found that the MacBook Pro has a habit of maxing out the CPU and overheating when charging using the left side ports. And you haven't noticed this at all?
No, not at all.
Wow.
So
it's just bullshit?
Can you find any other basis for this article? Because I'm going to claim at this point, again, I can't say never. I can't say it's impossible. What I can tell you is I've owned every MacBook Pro, including the most current 16-inch. I have had zero problems with that, as have none of my clients. So pretty sure there's no big deal there.
Right on.
Now that the Kevin's tech questions are finished, have we any news? Or are Kevin's tech questions...
I thought you were trying not to talk about fucking coronavirus. So, I mean, there's if you click any other one of these tabs on Google, it's going to be Corona Boner. Any one of them. Just throwing that out there. And it's all over the news of the weird. It's not going away anytime
Astronomer sues American girl, says Luciana Vega doll stole her likeness. Asteroid set to fly by Earth, looks like it's wearing a face mask. I mean, we're not going to cover the whole bleach thing because it's fucking retarded.
Early in the morning of April 15th, an unidentified driver smashed his yellow Mustang into a fence in an unincorporated Marin County, California.
Uh-huh.
California Highway Patrol officer Andrew Barclay later recounted what followed. The driver tried to back out of the fence, but failed to realize he was in drive and crashed through a house instead.
Lovely.
The homeowner came out to investigate it, noting the driver was fucked up.
Fucked up!
Removed the keys from the Mustang and returned inside to call police. The driver then discovered the keys inside the homeowner's Toyota.
Very nice.
And tried to make his getaway, Barclay said, but he shifted the car into drive and barreled right into the house once more, coming to rest alongside his Mustang.
Very nice.
When the homeowner again tried to take the keys away, the driver allegedly hit him repeatedly, causing major injuries. CHP arrested the driver for suspicion of DUI involving drugs, battery, and theft of vehicle.
Lovely.
Not just one car parked in the house.
That is impressive.
2 cars parked in the house.
That is impressively horrible.
I mean, that's, that deserves an award of some type.
I mean, I could give you coronavirus adjacent news. So, like, let me give you an example here.
Corona.
This is about the coronavirus, but it is very similar to what I picture when I picture ADHD radio content. Japan is offering sex workers financial aid, but it's not enough to survive the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh. So they get a little bit of AIDS, but not a lot of AIDS.
I was waiting for the AIDS joke. I love that this is actually
AIDS.
them. Look at this. They always do this shit. It's like just a whole bunch of series. Like,
They're sex workers if they have that umbrella.
broadcast TV is so stupid. It's all B-roll, right? All this information, and then somebody reading the story. This is how broadcast TV has decided to make use of the internet, because it's essentially how they do this bullshit now, right? It's some guy reading this story with, a slideshow, for lack of a better term,
Right.
a slideshow,
Right.
and then here's our next
They're
segment.
like, well, crap, what do we show for Japanese sex workers?
Right. So it's a bunch of B-roll, and that's it. And
I don't have much photos on
and
Japanese sex workers.
Oh, boobs. Oh, yeah. Look at that B-roll.
Oh, ooh.
It's the B-roll of boobs. Oh, look.
Jap cam girl.
He's looking.
I had to research this for this
Yeah,
story.
I had. Here it is. Here's stock B-roll of me looking at boobs.
I really had to do
a
this.
puddle. This is very good
Yeah,
coverage,
ooh.
CNN. Beautiful. Oh, boobs.
Back to the boobs.
I think he just went on this is fucking pathetic. Here he is in the hotel room. Oh, maybe it's because...
Oh, there we go. It's schoolgirls.
yeah, that's right. This is fucking absurd.
Schoolgirls.
This is-
Ooh, there's some ass.
My guess is that they don't want to show any faces.
Ass and titties.
Either that or this is just the dumbest story ever. I'm going to go with, this is so stupid. It's like
Okay,
they
so
can...
what is the aid they're getting for sex workers? Is there a paper story under that?
I would have to read that, Kevin, and it's just so dumb looking at the pictures that I'm going to go with, oh my good Christ. And there it
Maybe
is.
he's a sex worker too.
I doubt he's a sex worker.
He might be.
I doubt...
Please log into my OnlyFans.
No, I'm going to go with no. 24 billion, let's see. I'm just looking at numbers. 108 trillion Japanese yen, which is
Jesus.
989. But that's the whole total spending. That's not the same thing.
Right.
So that by itself, I'm going to go with doesn't really mean anything. Looks like there's a fair bit of sex worker... I guess prostitution is legal in Japan? Am I wrong about this? Did they just make this shit up? Where's this coming from? I guess it's got to be. Sex workers, I'm stuck. Wouldn't that be like the rest of the world? I'm stuck. I don't even get it. Anyway, back to the news of the weird. I thought that was a decent one, though.
Well, we didn't really get the full story.
I don't give a fuck.
The sex worker stimulus.
They're still my favorite. Coronavirus spreads through farts.
You should hope that the sex workers can stimulus you.
They can stimulate you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bow, wow, bow.
Mexican drug cartels struggle during coronavirus. Hike prices as lab supplies from China dry up. Oh, that's terrible. Christian priests are making controversial appearances while decked out in designer clothes. There we go.
Hillary Clinton has endorsed Joe Biden.
I don't give a fuck.
Really? What a fucking shock.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck.
The U.S. has 1.2 million confirmed coronavirus cases.
That's not bad. I mean, it's fucking horrible, but
We're number one.
yeah, here they are, Catholic priests, normally seen in their white hoodies, now rocking Jesus shoes. That's right, you heard it here first. Jesus shoes.
Jesus shoes.
I'm not even sure how to feel about Jesus shoes.
Do they let you walk on water?
I hope not.
Is that why they're Jesus shoes?
I mean, boy, Nike would love that. I think that would actually be good enough for them to change their just do it, like, straight away to something else. I don't know. That is fucking bonkers.
Trump again says virus is gonna go away. Thanks, Trump.
Okay,
Thanks for being a fucking idiot.
we don't care. Like, that doesn't mean anything at all. Like, that means absolutely nothing. It just, yeah. I'm so done with looking even to the office for leadership, which I thought at some point would be, you know, our last bastion of hope. Because again, there are plenty of parts in this federal government that don't change with the administration. There are a lot of them, actually. But in this case, it just seems to be headed by a bully, someone who's just only interested in self-preservation. So when anybody says or does anything that he doesn't like, he just shits all over them. And somehow they manage to get fired. I mean, that's how it feels to me. It's like this is what it's like to simply deal with someone whose only job is to preserve themselves and make themselves look good.
Somehow the Los Angeles Lakers got an SBA loan for $4.6 million.
Well, they have lawyers. That's how.
The fucking Lakers. And then they were like, we didn't know that the funds had run out. Here's your $4.6 million back. Here you go.
Well, yeah, because they didn't want...
Because the team's only worth $5.5 billion with a B.
Yeah, it's not a small number, that's for sure.
They're like, we'll take $4 million from the government. So basically, this whole first round of the SBA loans, bunch of shit. Like, a bunch of people got these SBA loans and a lot more money than they should have gotten. They shouldn't have gotten these loans, which is like pretty pathetic, I think. So first it was Shake Shack that gave their money back, right?
Well, yeah, but
And
they
then
did the right thing first.
Everybody piled on Ruth Chris, so Ruth Chris gave their money back.
Right.
And then now that it comes out that the Lakers had all this money and they gave it back.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully that money that gets returned to the government does go out to small businesses like it's supposed to.
Right.
Fuckers.
Fuckers.
Fucking shit fuck.
Yeah, that is no good. That is no good, motherfuckers.
So it seems like a lot of these bigger ass companies that ended up getting the loans are giving the money back. But
Well, that's good.
I wouldn't hold my breath at all of them doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there are kind of no two ways about it.
here's a pretty fun story. It is coronavirus, but
That's fine.
okay. So many hospital workers are self-isolating to keep their families safe from COVID-19 exposure, but Corpus Christi, Texas emergency room Dr. Jason Barnes, 39, is taking a novel approach.
Okay.
He's moved into his kid's treehouse in the backyard.
Okay.
Barnes told the Caller Times on April 20th that he's lived in the treehouse for about 3 weeks. If he needs something, he'll shout down to the kids or call the house. The Wi-Fi reaches the treehouse, so I have my laptop and my own little command center up here.
Okay.
I use a camping toilet with disposable bags and either shower at the hospital or my oldest son will rig up a water hose.
Wow.
Luckily, my fence is pretty tall.
Wow.
As for when he can re-enter the house, Barnes said, we're always looking at the CDC and Governor Greg Abbott's decision, but the final determinator is the wife.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
Like, I should totally hope so.
Determinator.
The Determinator, huh?
Yeah, they call her Determinator.
That's horrible.
Living in the treehouse in Texas. It's going to get hot
It's going to get very hot.
to live in that treehouse. He's going to have to figure something out. Some kind of water-cooled thing.
Yeah. No, it's not a small feat, that's for sure.
The Washington Examiner reported on April 21st that some people appear to be spending their coronavirus stimulus checks on another kind of stimulation.
Kevin.
The adult live model site cams.com says it has seen a surge of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Gunnar Taylor is this guy's name, right? So I gotta read his shit. Like,
Oh, yeah. If his name is Gunner, he immediately deserves to be on this show.
since about April 13th, we've seen a 22% uptake in traffic to our live streaming site.
Okay.
And tips to our models have increased by 40%. Okay.
Wow.
Traffic from Washington State is up 204%, and it's up 83% in Illinois, but it's down in Washington, D.C. by 29%. That's because Trump gives you soft dick.
Right. Of course.
Soft dick.
Soft dick. A terrible
But Washington
affliction.
State, they're rolling on these cam girls.
Well, why wouldn't they be?
Cam girls. Cam girls. Use your stimulus for more stimulation. Cam girls. Saving our nation.
Nope.
Stay at home while you stay at home.
Everyone's working from home. Yay!
Woohoo. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh, we just got more tips with Narkeisha. Ding, 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 ding. At the Peace and Peas Farm in Indian Trail, North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
owners Francie and Mark Dunlap have launched a new career for their 8-year-old mini donkey Mambo
Oh, boy.
and their other horses. For $50, Mambo, Eddie, Zeus, and other animals will make a 10-minute guest appearance to liven up your next video conference.
I heard about this.
You can even give the four-legged interloper on-screen name of a regular attendee. For instance, Zeus might become Paul, the guy who asks too many questions.
Right.
The Dunlaps also arrange for their animals to visit classrooms or happy hours, whichever.
Of course, because
I
why
mean,
not?
Anything you need Mambo for, Mambo will be there.
Mambo is, Mambo aims to please.
Ooh, next Tuesday, the only time I have available is 6 o'clock in the morning. Can you?
I don't know. Mambo's not a big fan of that time slot.
He's gonna be a little crusty.
He's going to be crusty. I mean, as long as you're okay with the crust, it'll probably be okay.
And we will change his name to Count Monster von Hugenstein like you asked.
Right, because that's the right way to do it.
Can Mambo show up in my sex cam room?
I was about to say, like, how long was it going to take before this turned into some sort of, really, you have a donkey?
$50.
Rye writes in,
Can the
Jesus,
donkey
that
show up
hair.
at
Yes,
the task force meeting?
I have some crazy person hair at the moment.
I want Mambo the donkey at the new task force meeting.
Of course you do.
It'll be fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
The new White House press secretary. Everybody put your hands together. Mambo the donkey.
That would actually be a bit of a step up. That would seriously be a bit of a step up.
From Kayleigh McEnany?
Well, she never actually did a press conference.
No, she doesn't ever get to say anything. Neither did the last guy.
That's just sad.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't even want to go there.
But as far as I know, it's still her job, so we should see her eventually. If it was her saying all this dumb shit, I think people would just be like, "Oh, she's a blonde," you know, like inject bleach. Might be a good idea. Hydroxychloroquine. Might be a good idea. Try it. Try the chloroquine.
Said nobody ever.
Check out my cam girl room. It's at chloroquine. That's chloro and then the word queen.
That just hurts me. that so deeply hurts me.
Cancer patient Gladys Rodriguez Duarte, 50, was rushed to a clinic in Colonel Ovidio, Paraguay.
Okay.
On April 11th, after her blood pressure shot up, according to the Paraguay National Police. 2 hours later, Dr. Heriberto Vera declared her dead and shared the news with Duarte's family, but her daughter, Sandra, later told local media he assumed she was dead, and they disconnected her, and they passed her off to the funeral home. The Daily Mail reported that the funeral directors told investigators they were shocked to find that she was breathing and moving around inside the body bag.
Yo.
Duarte was immediately transferred to another hospital for observation.
Yeah, you think?
I thought she was dead, so we put her in the bag.
Right. Because, like you do.
Oh, I'm so glad your loved one is not dead.
So glad.
Please do not sue for malpractice.
We would prefer if you don't sue us for malpractice.
That would be great.
That would be
Heriberto Vera. Ooh, good job, buddy.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
This is my daughter, Aloe.
This is me daughter, Aloe.
Aloe Vera.
Aloe Vera.
There she is. She's so pretty.
So pretty.
The continuing crisis. Geauga County, Ohio Sheriff Scott
I know exactly where
Hillenbrand.
that is. And for those of you that grew up anywhere near where I did, you'd know what Geauga Lake is. You were saying?
Yeah, where the amusement park is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, park the car in the yard. Let's go to the amusement park.
That's right, motherfucker.
Sheriff Scott Hillenbrand told WJW that his office was called to break up a large party of Amish
In Geauga County?
late on April 18th in Huntsburg Township. Mm-hmm. When we got there was a barn full of people, and some of them ran. One partier was arrested for disorderly conduct. 2 were charged with underage drinking, and another was issued a summons for violating the state's stay-at-home order.
Oh, all very serious.
We won't tolerate this, says Hillenbrand. And we have to keep everybody safe.
Right.
Amish people are reportedly continuing to gather in large groups.
How
And the
dare they?
County Health Commissioner has sent a letter to Amish bishops about an increase in COVID-19 cases in that community. Dun dun dun. Goddamn partying Amish.
How dare you?
They get all rowdy and they break the butter churns.
Those butter churn breaking bastards.
They get drunk and they get in the buggy and they drive the buggy drunk.
How dare they?
Drunk buggy.
Wow. Like,
Hezekiah, I'm not getting in that buggy with you.
I'm not getting in that buggy with you. You're way too spoiled on the Gillibrands.
Oh no.
Oh no, go raise a barn in the doghouse.
I'll walk home before I get in that buggy with you.
You know that Amish don't drink, right? Or at least they're not supposed to.
Apparently these ones do.
Okay.
These ones get down
They get down and dirty.
in the Huntsburg Township. Representing Huntsburg, motherfuckers.
Ah, Geauga County. Full of fun and whimsy.
Hezekiah, we've found your Instagram account.
We found...
And we found your sister's cam.com account. And we're happy to report that her income did go up 42%.
Yeah, she actually did apply for a stimulus check, so it's actually, we're very pleased that you've done this. Now, give us the money so we can shun you.
Shunna.
Shunna!
Yeah, shunna.
Yeah, shunna.
Not COVID-19, says this. We'll see about that article. An unnamed 22-year-old Chinese woman has spent the last 14 years trying to discover the cause of her persistent cough.
Okay.
Which started when she suffered a serious fit of coughing as a child, oddly Central reported on April 22nd.
Okay.
Over the years, she has been misdiagnosed numerous times, but she recently prepared for an unadulterated surgery.
Oh, go on.
The mystery was solved.
All right.
Dr. Wang Jiang.
Dr. Wang Zhang.
We love you, Wang Jiang.
Yes.
At Guangzhou University, the Chinese medicine ordered CT scans that revealed a foreign object in her right lung that turned out to be a chicken bone,
Oh, boy.
just over half an inch long.
Uh-huh.
Doctor said she probably inhaled it 8 years ago
Inhaled it.
when the coughing started.
She inhaled it?
I love how they finally do a fucking x-ray and they're like, oh, chicken bone.
Oh, yeah, you know, we have a
Like
sense.
8 years of this, she shows up and she's like, I'm coughing. They're like, here's
They're like,
some-
it's probably coronavirus.
here's some Zithromax and chloroquine, like, go home.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
You might want to inject some bleach. It might help.
Might help for you.
It might not.
Probably won't. Oh, wait. I guess our diagnostic criteria didn't include, how do I say, yes, chicken bones. I don't.
bone.
I don't generally think that's part of the differential diagnosis. Like that's not part of their, things we consider.
Oh, doctor, there's a chicken bone in there. No.
Wow.
How did you find out? We finally did x-ray.
We finally did an x-ray. You know, what you do when someone swears there's something stuck in their throat.
I mean, like if you would have done like a normal x-ray 8 years ago, right?
Uh-huh.
You would have seen something in there.
Right.
Even just a regular ass x-ray, like not a CT scan, none of
Right.
that shit.
Yeah.
You probably would have seen, little chicken bone.
One would expect. Yes.
But, that's just not the way China does stuff.
Right. Because why would they?
Oh, we only have 7 people with coronavirus. I don't.
Yeah. Oh,
And
7?
They were all imported.
Did we say 7?
It was
we meant
American.
7 million. Whoopsie.
It was all 7 American.
Oh, yeah. They were all 7 Americans. Because,
They come here to help with the iPhone shortage.
Right. Yeah.
And then they all have the corona.
Right. Of course.
Oh, our country also. We're super safe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, we're the safest.
Oh, no, that isn't a trench full of bodies. No.
No, that's not a mass grave. Come have some dumplings.
We just collect the bodies of dead people all the time. and
Yeah,
it's-
like it's just Chinese holiday. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, you don't get it. It's okay.
You wouldn't get it. Like, we don't expect you to get it. Because, why not?
Well, we don't have patient zero. Patient zero, he come from
He's gone.
United States.
Yeah,
That's
he came
where
from the
come
U.S.
from.
Of course he did. Yep. Mm-hmm. Don't you know? Mm-hmm. Ugh, terrible. All right, what else you got, motherfucker?
Trolls World Tour theater owners slam Universal for skipping full theatrical release.
Ooh. You mean that thing that won't get the fuck off my Apple TV?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm so sick of looking at that. They must have decided, we really should just take every red cent we have and pour that shit right in. Yeah, that makes me crazy. That particular thing has been bugging the fuck out of me for quite some time.
You will be redirected to your article in 2 seconds.
Oh,
Jesus
thanks.
Fuck.
Well, I mean, the headline tells the story.
Okay, there we go. In the wake of the Wall Street Journal's report that Trolls World Tour minted $95 million off of its domestic POV,
Go on.
PVOD,
Uh-huh.
in the first 19 days,
Uh-huh.
National Association of Theater Owners sent a statement out Tuesday. This performance is indicative of hundreds of millions of people isolated in their homes seeking entertainment, not a shift in consumer movie viewing preferences.
Okay.
It's not surprising that people under shelter-in-home ordinances for weeks on end with increasingly limited entertainment options, except for cam girls,
Right.
would take advantage of the movie's direct-to-VOD and keep the children entertained even at a premium price.
Okay.
The theater owner org also underscored Universal heavily marketed the title as a theatrical release in theaters and everywhere else for weeks on end. That's unlikely to recur in normal times, and the costs haven't been disclosed. While Universal may be pleased with the PVOD results of Trolls World Tour,
Oh, yeah, it just rolls off the tongue,
Yeah.
can't you tell?
This outcome should not be interpreted as a sign of a new normal for Hollywood.
Right.
Universal does not have reason to use unusual circumstances in an unprecedented environment as a springboard to bypass the true theatrical release experience.
What else would you have them do, fucktards?
Theaters provide a beloved, immersive, shared experience that cannot be replicated. An experience that many of the VOD viewers of this film who have participated in the world had not been sequestered at home, desperate for something to watch with their families.
Yeah, but like, okay, what would you have them do?
Desperate for something to watch with their family.
What
like,
would you-
come on, dog. Like, seriously?
No, like, you chose when to release your title.
Right.
Okay, you clearly committed to a time, and you locked it in.
And they
You did it
they
too
definitely
early.
had deals with theaters
And
to have it in theaters.
Well, and clearly, bad shit happened between then and now. Did you have insurance? No. Did you have some sort of, what if bad shit happens? Did you have an emergency escape? You should be angry at your lawyers. 'Cause go fuck yourself. Nobody is saying the reason that people aren't in theaters right now isn't because they hate going to movies.
It's because you can't.
It's because they don't want to die.
Yeah. But and you can't.
Well, that's why you can't, because people would actually walk off cliffs if you let them.
In the wake of their success with Trolls World Tour, Universal announced that its Judd Apatow-directed Pete Davidson comedy, The King of Staten Island, will be released in homes June 12th, foregoing the June 19th theatrical release, which is in some movie theaters were planning to come back online as they head for a full opening in July. Uni isn't the first ones doing this. Warner Brothers is skipping theaters and going straight to digital with their originally conceived theatrical release of Scoob. On May 15th, My Spy from STX is headed to Amazon. The Lovebirds from Paramount MRC is going to Netflix. Artemis Fowl is going to Disney Plus, and the list goes and it goes.
I mean, the lawyers are learning.
U.S. adults say that the on-demand price range that they'd be willing to pay in-home for a movie currently in theaters is $5 to $8, with the optimum price being $6. Essentially, the price point being that consumers are more price sensitive when considering at-home entertainment during normal times, thus showing the financial upside to an exclusive theatrical release.
Kevin, you gotta point that mic at your mouth.
Exclusive theatrical release.
Just point it down. It can be right there. That's fine. You just have to point it down. Like, angle it like this. There you go. Now you can put it up the way you had it. There you go. Very good. Very good. Thank you. I did everything I could to avoid it, but I couldn't figure it out how to not do that. Anyway.
NATO also pointed out that the transactional video was in secular decline since 2004, with sales and rentals of the individual titles in the home dropping from $24.9 billion
Right.
to $9.3 billion. Essentially, the theatrical showdown has forced studios to pivot and be experimental with their release strategies, but the question is, in a normal marketplace with theatrical available, who will spend extra on an in-home title when you're already shelling out for streaming? Indeed, different times now.
Oh, what a terrible shame.
Once exhibition is up and operating, sources say studios will have a hard discussions with exhibition to close the window. The expectation that the exhibition would push back with stiffer terms. The conundrum is, though, theater chains are going to need product. Yeah, it's true.
They're going to need product?
Get to show, like
Well,
movies
yes,
to
they-
show. What
they
are they
are.
going to do? Forrest Gump,
That's right.
back at theaters.
So hopefully there will be a happy medium.
You
See,
too can watch Forrest Gump and get the coronavirus
My point is, movie theaters
just
are gonna,
in time for fall.
No. Think about this. This is an important. This is an important point. Movie theaters are trying to figure out, meaning like it takes them a little while to get a movie, right?
Right.
So they want to open as fast as humanly possible.
And they were all set to go with Trolls, and like, should Trolls have waited another month? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Was that a shame? Yeah. Does anybody give a fuck aside from these people who are talking about the tragedy? I mean, this is not a Francis Ford Coppola film.
No, but it brings
Okay.
in money for the theater.
I don't give a fuck. People are dying. Seriously. Come on, people. Attention, movie fucks. Even if you wasted 2 years of your life on a worthless movie or the greatest thing you've ever done, it's still a movie. It's just a movie. Oh, I'm so sorry. People can't go into theaters and die to get your movie out. It's a crying shame. Go make another movie. It's not like you invented troll dolls anyway.
No, but they're saying when it's safe to come back, they need stuff to show.
Yes, that is a valid point. The part that really, like, my part does not go out to anybody is the idea that maybe movie theaters should be the last things to open up.
Right, and then
They're trying to pretend that this needs to be the most important thing, and
It
it's
seemed to me
not.
that they were incredibly responsible about this and very proactive. Like both of the big chains that we have here sent me emails saying all the shit they were doing before they decided to shut them all
Good
down.
for them.
And they were cleaning up and blah, blah, blah. And
Yes, good for them. My point stands, though. They're pretending because of the nature of their business, they should not be the first thing to open. That's it. That's all I'm saying. They should be among the last things to open. That, and in that time, they should spend, like, after society reopens, they should use that, whatever, month or two of buffer to start planning their re-release campaign. Mm-hmm. The whole thing is premised around the idea that a movie theater needs to be among the first to open, and I could not disagree more. This is because their business is predicated upon putting asses in seats. It's got to be among the last, not among the first. And I love movies, and so do you. But movie theaters need to realize this is the hazard of their market segment. Period. Mm-hmm. And the idea that, oh, too bad, so sad. We need, well, boo-hoo us. We're going to need a catalog to open up again, and we don't have any time to develop this catalog. Motherfuckers, you've got as much time as you want. You just need to divorce yourself of the idea that you are going to be among the first to open up. You can't be. So just spend that time developing your catalog once people stop dying from coronavirus. That's it.
I think that kind of extends to every business also.
Yes, but movie theaters in particular. Like movie theaters almost more than anything else.
Because it's a bunch of people close together.
Because the nature of their business is people in close quarters laughing, coughing, screaming, doing things that make them spit. Right?
Having a little shart here and there.
Sharting all over the fucking seats.
Like when Iron Man died.
Right. Did you shart when Iron Man died?
Only because they were playing a Richard Marx song.
Oh, that's why you sharted? Okay, good. At least you got standards. Wow.
Be right here waiting for you.
All right.
Whatever it takes.
What else you got, motherfucker?
I remember this time when we took a break.
Well, I need a little bit more. Need a little bit more time for that.
More buffer action.
Yeah, you can't just spring that on me. If I knew exactly when we were going to start, then I could have it queued. But I mean, I'm being technical director, and I can't queue everything all at once. So, what you got, motherfucker?
Little Women's star Miss Minnie Ross dies at 34 years old in a car crash.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a modern tragedy. That it?
No, I can find some more shit. We'll see here. Did you see Adam Sandler and Pete Davidson doing their song on SNL?
No,
It was cute.
I believe you.
And then the best thing I've just about seen during all of this, like, because everybody's doing their at-home show thing, and most of it sucks. Just throwing that out there. Most of it sucks, and most of it is like this like bad Skype call thing. Like, if you've seen Jimmy Fallon at all lately, like it's ugh.
No, I haven't.
Or Stephen Colbert or anybody, like it's this.
Colbert is as the
He looks pretty good. When they do the Skype call thing, not everybody does, but it seems like CBS is
what do
doing
you
a better job than
want?
other
It's
people.
a fucking Skype call. They
Right.
would have to send out a remote team to like set these stars up.
And so people are like recording their own videos. Okay, so there's two of them that I really liked. One of them is from Seth Meyers' show. It's Amber Ruffin, and she did a parade of stuff in her house, and so she basically had a drawer with a rope tied around it, and she pulled stuff across the shot.
Okay.
And she's like, "This is what I drank tonight. this is my dinner." And like, so she did like this whole like parade with just stuff in her house. That was fantastic. And then Kate McKinnon on Saturday Night Live this last Saturday did this like commercial-ish thing for Whiskers Are We.
Okay.
And normally it's like a cat rescue, right?
Okay.
But all she has in her house is one cat.
Oh boy.
And so she keeps going back and saying that the cat is a different cat and he's ready for adoption.
Boy, this
And so, like, this cat is Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
it's Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
That's
He really likes beer.
that's pretty bad.
Oh, so funny. So those two things
That's pretty terrible.
My best of the virus bullshit so far.
Very good. All right, we're
Both
ready
of
for the
them are
break.
priceless. If you haven't seen these clips, you should watch
Very
them.
priceless. Okay, more of ADHD radio. Hopefully, if I've got this right, after this. And I didn't. I love it. Climate adaptation. It's not wrong. Again, Mother Earth will still be here. Like, it's still going to be here. It's not going anywhere. We could all die because, like, asphyxiating on our own greenhouse gases, and it wouldn't matter one iota. That bitch Mother Nature, she'll still be here. She's the little engine that could, and it doesn't matter. That bitch will take anything. Oh, you're looking at like some A-B pictures here. Let me fade that off so the peoples could see it. Now, if you look at your monitor, Kevin, you need to switch so that we can actually see the after picture. See how you need to scale? There we go. Getting there. There you go. So is this like, years apart?
Oh, no, like that one was 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So this is actually coronavirus adaptation, if you want to think about it that way. That's interesting. I mean, there are a lot fewer people. Wow, look at the lack of boat wake. That is fascinating. That is fucking fascinating. Where is that, Rome? Or Rome is not a coastal city, is it? No, it's inland, I think. Where does it say? I can't see it. It's too small for me.
This is Italy.
Right. So which city?
Venice.
Venice. Okay. Venice makes a lot more sense than Rome. Yeah, Rome is like in the middle of Italy.
Startled to see that their canals and premier waterways be calmed. Without the usual human tumult of churning the waters, the canals were suddenly still and clear.
Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. Mother Earth don't need us. She don't need no man. That's pretty cool. That is pretty goddamn cool.
Oh, this is the parking area January 6th. And then this is the parking area at Disney World.
I was about to say, you got to start with where these places are, because it's too small for the peoples to see.
That's Disney World.
That is fucking nuts. I've never actually looked at Disney World from, like, Google Earth. I've seen it from an airplane, and I thought that was so cool. But no, I've never actually seen it from Google Earth.
Oh, wow.
I love that, like, the lack of wake. Like, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
The other part, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how these are perfect ABs. Am I right that the one on the right is after?
Yes.
Okay, so why are we seeing waves in the before, or no waves in the before, and then waves in the after?
Well, I think what they're trying to show is the people.
I know, but look at the waves.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. The waves should be unaffected unless there are boats, but there are no boats in before, and there are no boats in after. So that doesn't make any sense. That is fucking weird. I do not understand that. I guess it shall remain a mystery.
There's got to be better ones, but
Still, though, that's fascinating. That is fascinating. Fascination, motherfucker. You just checking the
China
times?
cannot be sued over coronavirus. Yeah, well, no shit.
China can't be sued for anything. Like, that's not how lawsuits work. That is like straight up not a thing. Some people. Of course China can't be sued. It's goddamn China. China has better things to do than pay attention to your world where things matter, like, you know, whether or not you can get sued. It just doesn't work that way. What are you looking at? Let's see. Well, House calls for 14-day quarantine for all leaving New York.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I can't really read your screen, and I'm having to run other things.
U.S. retailers plan to stop paying rent over offset virus closures. Subway and Mattress Firm are among the chains pushing for rent relief.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I can see it going both ways. How do you feel about it? Don't get me wrong. I'd love an excuse to not pay rent, but in this case, it doesn't feel responsible.
I think everybody shouldn't have to pay rent right now.
Okay.
I think there should just be a moratorium on it, and like.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, so all right. Let me ask this differently.
At least for this month, just give it to us.
How do you feel about?
Or just tack it on to the end of some sort of mortgage payments or whatever.
Well, so mortgage isn't the same thing.
Like if you had a 30-year mortgage or whatever,
So,
you would just
well,
tack it
forget
another
mortgage.
payment onto the end.
Mortgage and rent is not the same thing.
Well, no, yeah, I get it, but both of those things need to be paid by people.
So, okay, commercial leases would be a lot easier than residential leases, right? So, for example, I rent this house, right? Mm-hmm. And because I rent this house, I have a private contract between me and the person who owns the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a little bit different than like, you know, I'm not sure how the government, because of the contracts clause in the Constitution, I'm not sure how the U.S. government would handle that, you know, in an elegant fashion. There are some private contracts that can't really be done. Maybe an executive order could do it, but I'm just not sure. So, yeah, I don't know. Survey says solid maybe. What are you into now, Bloomberg?
Mm-hmm. It seems to be loading better.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, the internet is
Google.
fine. I have a completely separate switch. I've got an Edge router running now, as well as the Eros that is designed to do load balancing. Nothing is down. Like, one thing that I did this week was I made sure that everything gets the bandwidth that it needs.
The situation is likely to get messier. The U.S. relief packages being considered don't directly address rents.
Okay?
But the Federal Reserve's actions may give banks the leeway to defer mortgage payments, allowing property owners to delay rent. It's also unclear if retailers can declare the so-called force majeure, a contract clause that covers highly unusual events.
I believe that's called force menagerie.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I'm not looking at the word, but that's
Majeure.
yeah, menagerie.
Okay. And if landlords could then make the same case to insurers, the court system is just going to get flooded with a million of these disputes between tenants and landlords, says Vincent to Bone, an analyst at Green Street Advisors. If the government doesn't step in any form and fashion, it could get ugly. They will need to respond quickly. Mattress firm with about 2,400 stores sent landlords a letter last week saying that it would cut rent in exchange for longer leases and offering 2 options to do so.
So that's another way that it could be done easily.
Right.
However long you don't pay rent, your lease extends.
Right.
But like, so for example, that might not be acceptable to all private landlords. It's entirely possible that like my landlord would be like, fuck no, my house is paid off and like I use that money to live. So like, that's my point. That's why it gets a lot more complicated than you would initially think. I don't know though. I mean, it would be very complicated. Let me just put it that way. It would not be a simple thing to do in this country because of the contracts clause. I want to say the contracts clause is Article 1, Section 6. So like this is basically the part that makes things complicated. The contracts clause says blah, 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 blah. Oh, of course I'm going to a Wikipedia. There it is. Article 1, Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver, coin a tender in payment of debts, pass a bill in a tainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. So what that basically means is the government can't fuck with private contracts. Which is why, for example, our currency to this day says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. It says it on everything. I mean, on every dollar bill. I don't think it's on coins. But that's because states are explicitly not allowed to do it, and they are straight up not allowed to mess with private contracts between people. I know that's a compound, complex sentence, but that's essentially what it means.
President Donald Trump said he envisions packed U.S. churches on Easter Sunday.
Oh, God.
As he described his ambition to abandon stringent public health measures to combat the coronavirus outbreak and reopen the economy in mid-April.
That doesn't make any sense.
His vision appears increasingly out of step with the nation's state and local leaders who have ordered entire states and cities to shut down in a desperate effort to slow the spread of the virus. But he drew measured support from Anthony Fauci, the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, who said it may be possible for parts of the country to return to normal function while others combat outbreaks. Fauci did not, however, address the Easter timeline specifically.
That's because he just made it up.
Look at Fauci. He's just like...
Okay, they always do that. Like, let's be fair here.
No, he face palms him a lot.
The whole thing is just horse shit. Okay? This is not a real thing. Like, who cares?
Fauci says, obviously it's going to want to tone down things when what's going on in a place like New York City. What we don't know, what we have the right to know is...
What is this old Jew, like, from Brooklyn?
I think Gilbert Gottfried should be Anthony Fauci.
Affleck!
Trump
Fucking Affleck!
seriously doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, God. Yeah, no kidding.
Trump asked again during the news conference that he aims to have Americans back to work by that beautiful Easter day. Does he mean by next year? Because...
who cares, Kevin? It's not a real thing.
Remember of Mice and Men when they're like, okay, Lenny, Do you see the rabbits and then he just blows his head off?
Yes.
I think Fauci's just ready to just... You see the rabbits, Trumpy? Do you see them? You see those rabbits?
And you're dead.
I think Trump should just stop talking. He fucks things up every time he opens his mouth.
Well, it doesn't work that way. So I don't know.
That beautiful Easter day. I think Easter Sunday, you'll have packed churches all over the country.
Yeah, says nobody.
Though he said the timing could shift. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Trump said he'd reevaluate whether to call people to return to work after his 15-day strategy to limit the social contact elapses next week. On Tuesday, he repeatedly talked about the harm and long-term economic shutdown would have on the nation. The cure is worse than the problem.
Right. I think he's finally figured out that the market is the one thing that he's been crowing about for 4 years. And now it looks like the market is reset to like before he was president.
Yes, it is.
But again, that's all dirty pool. Like, I don't want to get into that. That's just, to me, that's dirty. I don't like the idea that that's the reason people choose not to vote for Trump. There are so many better reasons. All right, motherfuckers, welcome back to half hour number, whatever the fuck this is, of ADHD Radio. I am Video Vamp. He is Kevin.
That's me.
That's him. Oh, it got stuck. All right, what you got, motherfucker?
The Goonies cast reunites 35 years later thanks to Josh Gad.
Uh-huh.
The cast of Goonies reunited for the first time in more than 30 years, courtesy of Frozen star and Goonies superfan Josh Gad, to reflect on their 1985 classic, reenact beloved scenes, and truffle shuffle for a good cause.
Okay. What's the good
The
cause?
reunion is in support of the Center for Disaster Philanthropy's ongoing coronavirus effort. Cast members Sean Astin, Corey Feldman, Martha Plimpton, Josh Brolin, and the rest of the gang were joined by surprise guest Cyndi Lauper, who sang the movie's theme,
Okay.
screenwriter Chris Columbus, director Richard Donner, and executive producer Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, the talk turned to its sequel, with Spielberg teasing future treasure hunts. Every couple of years we come up with an idea, but it doesn't hold water. The problem is that the bar that you all raised on this genre, I don't think we've really successfully been able to find an idea that's better than the Goonies, the original. Until we do, people are just going to have to look at this one 100 times.
There you go.
The reunion is the first of Gad's weekly YouTube series, Reunited Apart. And as for why he chose Goonies to kick it off, this is the one movie that defines my childhood, he says. Oh,
Okay.
that's cute. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that idea.
Yeah, good times were had by all.
YouTube to stream Tribeca, Cannes, and Sundance films for free starting May 29th.
Right, because nobody has any other better way to do anything.
The 10-day We Are One festival will feature movies from 20 of the world's most famous film festivals.
Okay.
In light of the closures surrounding the coronavirus pandemic, YouTube announced on Monday that a global film festival called We Are One, the free online festival, will begin May 29th and run through June 7th on YouTube. 20 of the world's most famous film festivals will feature their content. The Berlin International Film Festival, Cannes Film Festival, Sundance, Toronto, Tokyo, Tribeca, Jerusalem, and Venice will all be presenting. The digital festival will feature films, shorts, documentaries, comedies, music, and conversations. A full schedule of events will be posted on YouTube Festival's YouTube page soon. One of the most unique and inspiring aspects of the world staying home is our ability to come together and experience an event as one. We Are One, the Global Film Festival, is just that,
Yay.
says the CVO of YouTube.
I was about to say, not to toot my own horn, but...
The film festival will benefit the World Health Organization, COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, Mm-hmm. We often talk about film's unique, powerful role in inspiring and uniting people across borders and differences to help the world. All the world needs healing right now, says Jane Rosenthal, Tribeca Enterprises and Tribeca Film Festival coordinator. Tribeca also organized and produced said festival. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that we don't actually have a better way to do anything aside from these big streaming platforms. Of course, Google will take the hits.
Well, and thank
They'd
God we have
love
those.
it. Well, yes. Again, people need to be a little bit less whiny. Like, don't whine. Everything's fine. It's the fucking future. All you have to do is open your computer to be connected with the whole world.
Dave Grohl surprises COVID-19 nurse with performance of Everlong. That's fucking cool.
That's cute. That's very cute. I hope Dave Grohl is like her very favorite person. I feel like a whole bunch of feel-goody stuff is coming out that really should come out, but you know, people just haven't been.
Parks and Recreation reunion preview. That's fucking pretty cool.
I never thought Parks and Rec was super funny.
It's not funny though.
It's not bad, but like, I don't know. Rarely have I like found myself laughing hysterically. Let me put it that way. But no, I mean, like as shows go, no, you're right. It's not bad.
Orange is the New Black creators will lead new remotely produced social distance show. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, there are a few shows that have tried this over the years. Over the weeks. God, what am I saying?
American Idol judge Katy Perry dresses as a life-size bottle of hand sanitizer during the first at-home taping.
Now, I would expect that from Lady Gaga. I don't think that I would have expected it from anyone else.
Well, go Katy.
Yeah, good for her. I mean, again, whatever works for people.
So lots of fun remote things happening in the world at the moment. Have you heard the new Fiona Apple record, Fetch the Bolt Cutters?
No.
It's fucking weird as shit.
Okay.
I gotta say that.
Okay.
Like, at least the first 7 tracks are just fucking out there. And then you get to this track called Heavy Balloon.
Uh-huh.
It's fucking great.
Huh. I guess she buried the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's funny. I love how like things have changed in that way because nobody buys albums anymore unless you have a whole album of tracks people want to listen to. It's just the good stuff. And
then I get Apple Music, so I get it all.
Well, you get it all, but again, the revenue comes not from the album. The revenue comes from the listening.
Right.
So it's the same iTunes model that, you know, has been for quite some time. Which is pretty cool. What else you got, motherfucker?
Woman finds emotional goodbye note on husband's phone after his coronavirus death. Aww.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of feel-goody things. There's like no way around it. And it is true. Like, it's good to remember that there are just reasons to feel good instead of reasons to get disgusted. It says more about you than anybody else these days what you choose to focus on. You see all this, like, the memes that people get upset about things like, oh, I see, you know, people being trashy and putting gloves in parking lots. They just take the gloves off and, you know, throw them in a parking lot. It says more about you if you choose to share that. If that's what you choose to fixate about, that's on you. It's not on them. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that, but you are choosing to spread that negativity. I'm not trying to be like peace and love hippie here, but just choose your fucking words. Choose your reshares because your reshares are the same thing as your words, especially if you're isolated. There are no two ways about it. What else you got, motherfucker?
Ignorance was bliss.
Okay.
Elena Manighetti And Ryan Osborne, formerly of Manchester, England, followed their dream to have been sailing around the world on their boat since 2017. They were en route from Canary Islands to the Caribbean, where they planned to dock in a small island in mid-March, but were surprised to discover the island's borders were closed because of the worldwide pandemic. In February, we'd heard that there was a virus in China, but we had figured that by the time we got to the Caribbean in 25 days, it would all be over.
Aha.
The couple had told friends and family they didn't want to hear any bad news, but Elena is far from the hard-hit Lombardy region of Italy and has since caught up with her family.
No shit.
It's a very macabre picture at home. There are no coffins, no more cemetery space. My family is thankfully safe, but people we've known for years have died.
Yeah, no one wants to hear about your yacht story. If you start with "I'm on a yacht," nobody
couple
cares.
Was eventually able to dock in St. Vincent, and they hope to head north before hurricane season starts.
Oh, hurricane season.
We're
Terrible.
sandwiched between the hurricane season and the virus. Yeah, you are.
What a terrible way to be on a yacht.
On the boat. It didn't say yacht. It said boat.
On a boat. Okay.
On a boat, motherfucker.
That's right. I fucked a mermaid.
And I can't ever get off.
That's right. That's
Numbers
right.
game. Doriana Fontanella contacted KDVR in Denver to report that she'd been inundated with phone calls recently, and she suspects she knows why. Her mobile phone number is just one digit off of Colorado's fax number for the Department of Labor and Employment.
That
Oh,
is
Jesus.
very unfortunate.
Where people are trying to send applications for unemployment claims. There's a real need out there, and I needed to let people know that I'm not the one they want. Fontanella told the station's Problem
boy.
Solvers team, I see on the news that they're saying they can't get any response from unemployment, and I think that's because they're not getting the right number. You think?
That is a non-story. Yeah, that's exactly what
Poor
it
thing,
means.
she keeps picking up her phone, and it's like...
She should just change her voicemail to like 8675309.
8675.
That's right.
Inexplicable.
What?
Ethan Palazzo, 30, of Collingswood, New Jersey, was arrested by police in Old Forge, who found him naked inside a local funeral home on April 11th.
Like you do, a little bit of necromancy, a little bit of body fucking.
According to a criminal complaint, Palazzo allegedly broke into the Thomas P. Kearney funeral home about 8 p.m., then rummaged through the facility's chemical closet.
I mean
and left
necrophilia.
a
I got that
cold
wrong. Yeah.
Bottle of beer in the display casket.
Of course.
The Citizen's Voice reported Palazzo smelled of alcohol and declined to give police a motive for his trespassing. He was charged with burglary, criminal trespass, and criminal mischief.
If only it was a crime to be intoxicated in a funeral home. Wait a minute. That's what people
Imagine
do.
having to tell people, like, what are you in here for? Criminal mischief?
I got naked in a fucking funeral home. And no, I won't tell you why.
Got busy by myself in a funeral home.
Right, because that's exactly, I mean, nothing gets your dick hard like a bunch of dead bodies. Come on.
Well, they don't talk back. So
They don't talk back, which means they give consent. Oh, wait a minute. No, they don't. Not even a little bit.
no, they don't.
And Kevin's shutting his computer down.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you could like, whoa, you're closing the windows. We still have 6 minutes left.
Oh, do you want to do my video? I'd send it to you.
Would you like me to?
Sure. I think it's cute. I think you'll laugh.
Okay, here we go.
Me and Isaac made a video from the stop motion program that's available on your phone.
Okay. Is that the intro?
Sure.
All right, let me see if I can switch this. That'll be what, number 4? Okay, here we go. Then I need audio on 4. No, I need audio on 6. Okay. All right, let's give that a shot. Is there supposed to be audio here?
Uh-huh.
Son of a bitch. Unmute tab. There we go.
Charlie, that really hurt, Charlie.
Charlie bit me.
Ouch! Charlie's testing me for COVID-19. Ouch, Charlie. That really hurt, Charlie.
Flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a Minnie Mouse. Say hey, you got it. Flea market, Montgomery. Lime green rain. Some folks die and some folks pain. They feel lime green rain. Lime green rain. Buy me on iTunes. Ninja, you're supposed to wear a mask everywhere you go. Dun dun dun. Hey, mister, what you doing with that fish?
I beat my wife with a fish.
You do what?
I beat my wife with a fish.
Ah, he beats his wife with a fish. I'm not his wife.
I still beat you with a fish.
Ah, he's gonna beat us with a fish.
Fish, 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 fish.
He's weird.
Sure, you must wear a mask everywhere you go.
But I broke my mask.
Sir, you're gonna have to fix your mask. We don't want the virus to spread.
I don't know how to fix a mask.
Go to Exegol or something.
I broke my mask with a fish. Flea market, fish gummy. It's just like... I beat him with the fish. Haha, he's not even my husband.
Oh my god, that hurts!
Ninja fish. Lime green fish. iTunes. Fish, 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 meow, fish.
Fish!
Fish, fish,
Fish,
fish,
fish,
fish, fish.
The end.
I'm never having kids. Oh. Okay, that. All right. I guess that's our show.
You didn't like Kylo Ren breaking his mask?
No, it was fine. I spent most of the time trying to get the audio right.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I broke my mask.
your content was good, but
Thanks.
it's
I just asked him to grab a handful of
should
Lego
have
guys.
put it in Final Cut. You should have tightened up those edits. Cuz
Oh, well.
so
this was a first try.
There are pops in that video that it's like I'm trying to get the level right. So I'm looking at these output meters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes and it pops like a motherfucker.
Because we're recording on an iPhone 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when you push the button, it goes. So, I mean, yeah, all right. Not terrible. Sorry, I mean, I wasn't laughing my head off because I was just spending too much time trying to make it look right.
I broke my
We're trying to make it sound right so that people weren't confused.
I don't know how to fix my mask.
Very good. I'm a big fan of beating anybody, whether it be a spouse or otherwise, with a fish.
And then have you noticed in the new Star Wars, he gets his mask fixed, but a monkey does it?
No.
You didn't notice that in the Rise of Skywalker?
No.
A monkey fixes the mask.
Maybe
Maybe I've just seen it way too many times already.
you've definitely seen it way too many times.
But yeah, there's definitely a monkey that fixes the mask. I think that shit's pretty funny. Once again, you've wasted approximately 2 hours of your time with ADHD Radio. My name is Kevin. That's Jason.
Yep, that's
This
it.
is the end of our show, but you can always watch us back on Twitch or YouTube or any number of different things.
Now tell the peoples you're going to clip last week, and you're going to clip this week.
Yeah, I'll throw some clips down there. Meanwhile, enjoy a clip from last week, or is it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks
From
ago.
2
That's
weeks
why you
ago.
can't miss a week.
But there's a clip on here where Vamp told me to read a story as James Hetfield, and I think it's pretty funny. They're going to use it on a couple different other comedy shows, so hopefully that'll get us some more exposure, and people will listen to us more.
There's no trick to video. It's just doing it every week.
Right, but see, now that I make clips, then I can send clips to people, and people can show them and watch them and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And
You
so
got
that's
to
cool.
have a clip every week.
So that just, it will eventually
It will eventually be good.
spread our shit going. I believe that clip will be shown tomorrow on an internet show.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Very good. All right. Till next week. We're out of here. Peace, motherfuckers.
Peace.